high wind advisory in effect. No kidding. Like, I wouldn't have noticed that on my own. They spent millions of dollars to put that board up to tell me when the wind is blowing. That is Poetic Justice. I went to Rudderman Junior High. You know, it's really bad. They talk about Detroit Public Schools as having problems today. Wake up call, I was in Detroit Public Schools. I was one of the people that was educated. But I ain't never learned nothing that nobody needed to know. Not in Detroit anyways. I think that's enough negatives to turn an English teacher's body in a grave. Yes, and I am thinking about one particular English teacher. But at any rate, I went to Rudderman School, middle school. To say it was a joke was overly generous. The curriculum was out of the same history book that we had in 3rd grade. The math book was basically the same one that we had 3rd and 4th grade. And what's really, really, really sad is so was the social studies. Government class, and it's like, wait a minute, government's supposed to be in high school, isn't it? Oh, we want to give you guys an understanding of it now. Well, wait a minute, they gave us an understanding of it back in elementary school. Why are you using the same understanding type of material that they were using? Because that's what we have. So it's nothing new. They talk about test scores as being something really important. Do you know what? There ain't one kid that's in your school that's taking that seriously. I'm sorry. I never took it seriously. One year I'm a frickin' genius. Next year they're thinking that they need to put me on life support because I'm too stupid to breathe. I never took it seriously. You know, like how when you fill out a lotto card and you're just choosing random numbers, your friend's birthday, your wife's birthday, your kid's birthday, whatever, and you're just choosing them, or you're just pulling out numbers in the air. That's how I always did my Iowa test. I never took it seriously. And from what I understand from some people who would still be into taking those kind of tests, they're not taking it seriously either. Oh yeah, they'll do their work that they have to do, but they're not taking those big tests seriously anymore. Yeah, so I think it's kind of funny that they keep saying how their scores are down in the city of Detroit. Come on, those kids, you're testing those kids to death. We had the Iowa test, we had the California test, the Texas standards test, whatever it was, and then they came up with that MEP crap. It's like we studied not to learn, but to take those damn tests. And then they give you 100 questions and tell you got to do it in 45 minutes or something like that. Yeah, okay, fine. I'll do it in 45 minutes. Sure. And the part that always got me the most aggravated was the math ones. The written out questions, where they give you the clues and you've got to deduce how to write it all down, and then they want you to show your work. It's not enough that you have to answer their stupid question. You have to show your work. So what I would do is I would do some of the sums, and I deliberately get them wrong just to piss them off. I love doing that shit, and it used to work so well too. Don't you understand how you're supposed to do this? Yeah, it's right there in the work. How come when you do this in other classes, you're getting it right, but now when you're taking this test, it's not coming out right? I don't know. It's because I didn't give a rat's ass. You tested us to death. Yeah, I remember all those tests that they gave us. We never took them seriously. I guess that some of the kids did, but I know I never did. I could care less. What was it they were saying? It would go on your permanent record if you fail this test. Okay. You won't get into a good college. Okay. You don't understand what we're saying, do you? Okay. Do you even listen to us when we think? Oh yeah, I listen to you when you speak, but you know, you keep saying the same things over and over and over and over. I already know the lines. I mean, I can recite them back to you if you like. Yeah. And they wonder why today's kids don't give a rat's ass, because they have parents like me. I mean, I can't blame them. I can't blame the teachers either for calling in sick all the time, doing their sick outs. I really don't blame them. It's nothing new. It really is nothing new. When I was going to school, they had asbestos on the ductwork that came through the classrooms. And then they had to, I remember one year they had to shut everything down, clean it all out. And basically we got an extra 2 weeks of vacation. And that was back during the asbestos thing, when they were saying, oh no, we can't have that in our schools. Our kids are breathing that stuff. And yeah, it was chipping off. It was falling apart. It was falling apart back then. It's worse now than it was then. So, hey, I don't blame them. And then you have all these little hoops that the teachers got to jump through. You got to know this, that, and the other thing. You have accreditation for this, that, and the other thing. Yeah, right. And you're only going to make $28,000. Yeah, right. Screw you, Detroit. It's nothing different. It's the same old bullshit that it was back when I was going to school. Actually, if you want to know what's missing from the schools, it's simple. It's the accountability. There ain't none. Back when I was in elementary school, the elementary school served as a hub for the whole neighborhood. All the parents knew everybody. All the parents used to come up to the school and kind of hang out, chew the fat. Whoa, that was fun. And all the parents used to catch the kids doing stupid shit. And all the parents knew everybody. So, as a kid, I hated that because I couldn't get away with anything. But there was accountability there. And they don't do that anymore. They pick up the little rugrats in these big yellow containers called school buses, and they drag them off to school 10-15 miles away, and they keep them in school all day long, which is usually 6 hours or whatever, and then they send them home to the parents. The parent doesn't know little Billy's best friend's parent's name. But I'll tell you what, my parents knew my best friend's parents. My parents knew the kids who used to bully us, they knew their parents. They were never afraid to get on the horn and start screaming at them. It was the same old shit. So what they're missing in the city of Detroit for the schools is, number one, people. Number two, it's that community involvement. Number three is the fact that schools used to be the cultural center of neighborhoods.